So let's move on to talking about the benefits of a hybrid blockchain. All right, so the first thing is a hybrid blockchain works in a closed system. So, like I was explaining, that there is no need to worry about information leaking. But at the same time, you're still engaging with your stakeholders, with whoever you want to engage publicly. But then you have a closed system where information cannot just leak into the public domain. Okay. So number two, changes you can changes can be made when you're using the hybrid blockchain. But I need you to understand here that when you're talking about changing of the rules, we are not talking about editing what has been done before, right? So just like any other company, if you can give an example of, say, Apple, right? They thrive on change because of the time they don't want to have a situation like what should we call it, like what happened to Nokia, right, where they ended up being a company that is no longer making any profit. So each and every time companies thrive to change so that they can keep on with what's happening in the world. So it does allow you to change the rules, but it doesn't mean that you are changing what has been done before, if you understand what I'm trying to talk about. And number three, if you've heard or read a lot about Bitcoin, you might have heard about what are called 51% attacks. So basically, what a 51% attack is, let me just try to move this. Just a moment. Yeah, I'm trying to move my video over to the top so that you can see all the text here. Okay, so if you've heard about 51% attacks, right? It is a situation where you have somebody who has bad intentions on a blockchain, and what they end up doing is they will use more power than the total number of power that is in a network to try and manipulate transactions and blocks that have already been mined in the network, right? Or that have already been created in the network, right? So it's one of those things that mostly blockchains, public blockchains, actually try to avoid by all means, because if somebody performs a 51% attack, then that means that the whole blockchain is going to be compromised, right? So it's very, very important that you have a blockchain that is not prone to being attacked, right? Or what we call the 51% attack. Okay, so with a hybrid blockchain like the Zinfin blockchain, you are guaranteed that as a company or as an organization, you have a blockchain that cannot be attacked. Okay. Then number four, you're protecting privacy while still communicating with the outer world. And I have explained that very clearly, that you can still engage as a company or as an organization with people, but still keeping your privacy. Okay, and the last one but not the least is low transaction cost. As I will demonstrate also, you come to discover that because of the few nodes that needs to be verified within a hybrid blockchain, the transaction costs are very, very low. It costs close to nothing to send a transaction using a blockchain like this Infinite one.